Aryan lived in a small town. It was the kind of place where everyone knew each other, and the streets were always filled with friendly faces. The town had a charm that made it feel like home to anyone who visited. It was a happy place. The community was close-knit, and there was always something happening, whether it was a local fair, a parade, or just neighbours gathering for a barbecue. Aryan loved playing with his friends. They would gather every afternoon after school, their laughter echoing through the streets as they played various games. They played hide-and-seek in the park. The park was their favourite spot, with its tall trees and hidden corners providing the perfect setting for their adventures. They rode their bikes until the sun set. The golden hues of the setting sun would cast long shadows, and the cool evening breeze would signal the end of another perfect day. Life was good. Aryan's house was small and cosy. It was a place filled with warmth and love where every corner held a memory. It had a red door and a white picket fence. He felt safe inside. The house was more than just a structure. It was a sanctuary where Aryan felt protected and cherished.
My mom always told me, home is where the heart is. She would often remind me that no matter where we went, as long as we were together, we were home.
At night, Aryan would lie in his bed. The quiet of the night would envelop him, and he would feel a sense of calm wash over him. He would watch the stars twinkle outside his window. The vast expanse of the night sky filled him with wonder, and he would often imagine himself exploring the stars. He drifted off to sleep, dreaming of adventures. His dreams were filled with fantastical journeys and heroic deeds, but something changed. The shadows in his room started to feel different. They seemed alive. What once were familiar shapes now felt menacing, as if they were watching him, waiting for the right moment to reveal their true nature. At first, Aryan didn't notice. The shadows seemed normal. They danced on the walls as his bedside lamp flickered. But one night, he felt it. A cold shiver ran down his spine. The shadows were darker now. They seemed to twist and turn with a life of their own. They stretched and reached, their edges sharp and menacing.
I pulled my blanket tighter.
He closed his eyes, trying to ignore them. He told himself it was just his imagination. But deep down, a seed of fear had been planted. Something wasn't right. Each night the shadows grew bolder. They danced more wildly, their movements no longer matching the flickering lamp. They seemed to writhe and pulse, hungry for something. One night, Aryan woke with a gasp. A large shadow loomed over him. Its edges were sharp as knives. It pulsed and throbbed, seeming to watch him.
Terror gripped my heart. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out.
He squeezed his eyes shut, praying for the morning light. The shadow lingered, a silent threat in the darkness. Aryan ran to his mother's room, his heart pounding. He told her about the shadows, the fear choking his words. His mother listened patiently. She hugged him tight.
"It's just a bad dream, sweetheart," she soothed. "There's nothing to be afraid of."
She tucked him back into bed and turned on the nightlight.
"See," she said, "the shadows are gone."
Aryan felt a little better, his mother's words calming his fear. But he couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Very wrong. The worst night came soon after. A storm raged outside, the wind howling like a banshee. The shadows in Aryan's room danced with terrifying fury. Suddenly the door creaked open. A cold wind swept in, carrying the shadows with it. They swirled around Aryan, their edges sharp and menacing.
Mom! Mom!
He screamed for his mother, his voice lost in the storm's roar. The shadows were all around him now, reaching, grasping, pulling him into their cold embrace. Aryan knew he had to do something. He couldn't let the shadows take him. He remembered his mother telling him that shadows were just the absence of light. He scrambled out of bed and grabbed his flashlight. He shone the light around the room, desperately searching for the source of the shadows.
Where are you coming from?
And then he saw it. In the corner, hidden behind an old toy chest, was a small, dark object. It pulsed and throbbed, emanating an unnatural darkness. It was the source of the shadows. A surge of courage coursed through Aryan. He knew what he had to do. He ran to the kitchen and grabbed a broom. His heart pounded in his chest.
I have to face it.
Back in his room, he took a deep breath and charged at the dark object, swinging the broom with all his might. The broom connected with a sickening thud. The dark object shattered into a million pieces, releasing a wave of icy cold. The shadows in the room shrieked and vanished, sucked back into the nothingness from which they came. The storm outside subsided as quickly as it began. Aryan's parents rushed into his room, drawn by his terrified screams. They found him sitting on the floor, his eyes wide with fear, the broken broom at his feet. The room was dimly lit, shadows dancing on the walls as the wind howled outside. The broken object seemed to be the source of Aryan's terror, its pieces scattered across the floor like remnants of a bad dream.
Mom, Dad, the shadows, they were real. I saw them, and I broke the dark object. It was like they were trying to reach out to me, to pull me into the darkness. I had to do something to stop them.
He told them everything about the shadows, the fear, and the dark object in the corner. His parents listened intently, their faces etched with concern. Aryan described how the shadows seemed to move with a life of their own, creeping closer and closer until he felt their cold touch. He explained how he grabbed the broom in a desperate attempt to fend them off, breaking it in the process.
Oh, Aryan, we believe you. We know how real these things can feel. You're not alone in this. We are here for you, and we will figure this out together.
We won't dismiss this as just a nightmare. We know something is wrong. We will stay with you tonight. And tomorrow we will find a way to make sure this never happens again. We will protect you from whatever is out there.
They hugged Aryan tightly, their love a shield against the unseen forces that lurked in the shadows. The family sat together, holding each other close, drawing strength from their bond. The room, though still filled with shadows, felt a little less frightening with the warmth of their embrace. They knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, united by their resolve to protect one another. The family cleaned the room together, disposing of every trace of the shattered object. The sun rose, painting the sky with warm hues of orange and pink. The house felt safe again, bathed in the golden light of a new day. But a shadow of unease lingered.
We know that destroying the object is just the beginning.
It felt evil, ancient, like a curse that has been unleashed.
Aryan's parents promised to protect him, to find a way to break the curse that had fallen upon their family.
We will face whatever comes next together.
Aryan's story serves as a warning, a tale that echoes through the corridors of time, reminding us of the unseen dangers that lurk in the shadows. A reminder that even in the safety of our homes, darkness can harbor secrets. Secrets that whisper in the silence, waiting to be discovered by the unwary. Shadows can dance with a life of their own, hiding something sinister beneath their inky depths. They twist and turn, creating illusions that play tricks on our minds. So the next time you're alone in the dark, and you feel a shiver down your spine, pay attention. That shiver is a signal, a primal instinct warning you of unseen eyes watching. Listen carefully to the whispers of the night, the rustling leaves, the distant hoot of an owl, the creak of a floorboard. Each sound tells a story, each whisper holds a clue. For the shadows may be trying to tell you something. They may be revealing the presence of something, or someone that doesn't belong. Beware the shadows, for they hold secrets best left undisturbed. They are the keepers of the unknown, the guardians of the night. And remember, sometimes the things we fear the most are the things we can't see. The unseen forces that move in the dark, the invisible hands that reach out from the void. They are the true masters of the night, and they are always watching, always waiting. Time itself seems to slow down in the darkness, each tick of the clock echoing like a heartbeat. The shadows grow longer, stretching out like fingers, reaching for the light. As you peer into the night, searching for the source of your unease, remember that the night is alive. It breathes, it watches, and it waits. So beware the night, for it holds more than just darkness.